What's up guys, Anthony here with Empire Music, empiremusic.com. Fresh one, I know you've been seeing me show off a ton of Fender custom shop stuff recently, and we obviously love that stuff here in the shop. But a really cool one that's just kind of popped out from the Fender lineup, the new Aerodyne Special Jazz Bass. Aerodynes have always been a really popular bass. We get requests for them all the time. Made in Japan, so it's kind of like a, I don't even call it like a cult following. You get a lot of instrument for a little lesser of a price point than what you see in some of the American-made stuff, certainly out of the Fender custom shop stuff. But you get some really, really high-quality guitars. So Aerodyne Special Jazz Bass. So new pickups in there. It's like Aerodyne jazz bass pickups. What I'm picking up on them is like really punchy, very I mean, almost kind of that 70s kind of vibe to it, although the spacing is 60s spacing. Babbitt's bridge, so like a new designed Babbitt's bridge they're using for a Fender product, which is kind of cool. Basswood body on there. No pick guard, as you'll see, so very, that's a look that's polarizing to some people. I've always dug that about the Aerodynes, that there's not a pick guard. Little top hat knobs on there, really nice. Control-wise, typically what we get out of a jazz bass, volume, tone. So typical 3 knobs set up. But then you have the side input jack on here because we don't have the plate getting over there with, like the pick guard and the plate kind of look. Rosewood board on it. It's a modern C neck on the back here, maple. 12-inch radius, so kind of flat. Makes you want to play fast. But again, that's kind of the wrong way to put it. I think I always equate it to that, but that's just me. But very bright, very modern sounding jazz bass. Lightweight, very thin too. The profile on it's super, super thin. Kind of the Aerodyne neck plate on that guy too. Again, I've always kind of dug these basses, and I've never owned one, but just playing this thing and getting like the wide array of tones that we'll pull out of it in a second. You kind of see why this thing can be such a popular bass and why we do get a lot of requests for it. If I recall correctly, there was like the Duff bass that was like an Aerodyne style thing, and like the black with the white binding. This one's in the Sunburst. I also saw it in blue, and there was one other finish, but this is what we have in stock, which is kind of what we're showing right now. I think I covered all the specs. I was digging into some of the sounds. What I was playing, kind of the slap style stuff at the beginning, was wide open pickups. We're going to stick with wide open, full tone, so full volume across the board. Go back to some fingerstyle stuff. And I've been doing in a lot of my videos, especially we've been doing like our Empire 58, I like showing off the dynamic response of an instrument. So I really haven't done too much of that with this, so kind of in real time with you guys, let's like kind of dig in on some attack and lay off some notes and see how this sort of like gives kind of each player's personality out there. So again, both pickups wide open, tone on full. Yeah, really nice for a J, pulling out a lot of different tones out of it. So let's roll that front pickup, neck pickup. We'll get a little bit of that P-bass character out of it. It's kind of the same deal. We'll move through some of the dynamic range of the instrument. Again, always with J pickups, you can get close to P-bass character, but you can't quite get the same P-bass character, but you can kind of fake your way into it. It's always a little thinner sounding to me than what we get out of a typical P-bass, but it does show always a remarkably versatile instrument with a J bass, which is kind of cool. Let's go back to the bridge pickup, pull out some of that mid-range kind of throatiness that we get. Great harmonics. But that's just like burpy and kind of throaty as you're gonna get out of it. I made Brent laugh back there. It's a new adjective. The guy was watching a Scott's bass lesson thing and he said burpy on the bridge pickup, so it just kind of came out there. But it really is if you hear it. Love that. That's one of the better bridge position sounds I've heard out of a jazz bass in a long time. As a P-bass guy, it's fun to get these back in your hands and kind of remind yourself how cool a J bass can be, because I get so caught up in how, I'm so much a P-bass guy. But this thing's great, man. I would add this to my arsenal in a second. In fact, I'm actually in real time being honest with you in a very candid moment, kind of thinking about it. So if you're on the website and it's not there, maybe it's at my house. No, it's all for you guys. Really cool bass. The new Aerodyne Special Jazz Bass from the Fender lineup. Always nice to see a reboot on the ever popular Aerodyne made in Japan. Remarkably versatile, very modern kind of jazz bass thing, but you can always kind of blend into some vintage stuff with that neck pickup in there. If you need something, give me a call at the shop, 412-343-5299. Anthony@empiremusic.com is the email. If you're on the website, you can chat in the upper right-hand corner. Free shipping, pro setup on every bass, 0% interest financing if you need it. That's right on the front page to apply. Or like I said, just call the shop. Love to chat with you. Shoot me an email either way. All right, Aerodyne Special Jazz Bass. We'll see you next time.